Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Luke here, and today I'm going to show you how I wash my car, except I'm going to be using my buddy's car today because he's about to trade it in, but he wanted to get some good pictures of it before he did that because he said he really never has, and it's been a big part of his life. It got him to where he is today, kind of like how my cars were, got me to my car, and it is right over there. I don't know if you can still get it in the shot or not without messing up, but anyway, so we're going to start with the wheels. I don't use the pressure washer for the wheels. I'll just use the hose, and I use Adam's polishes. So I'm going to use their wheel cleaner and just kind of show you how I go through and clean the car on a good specimen because it's really dirty right now, and I'm pretty sure he got some shots of that earlier. So let's get right to it. Alright guys, so again I said I use Adam's polishes stuff, so what we got here is their original wheel cleaner. It stinks, but it's the best stuff because it works great. I'm just going to go ahead and spray that on there now because it kind of, what it does is it kind of eats away. You've probably seen videos of this stuff in action. It turns purple, gets all the iron deposits off and all that good stuff. So get a nice coat on there and you'll be fine, and it'll start melting in the background. And while that's doing that, sometimes I might spray another wheel or something, but for the purpose of the video, I'll just show you that I use the tire and rubber cleaner for the tires, but we're going to do that after we clean the wheel. And the brushes we use are, this is the tire brush, so this is only used for the tires. It's a lot stiffer. And then we have the wheel brush, which this one's nice and soft. So this is going to get into all the crevices on the wheel for us here in just a minute. And then of course you have the barrel brush. So what I'm going to do is actually wet this a little bit, spray it with some of the wheel cleaner, and then get into the barrels as well, because you know, once you clean the wheel you can see all that stuff. So we'll get to it. That's a lot of it already on there. What it does is after a while it will turn purple if it's dirty. So I don't know if you're actually recording that or not, but
I am.
Yeah, you'll see that after a minute it'll start turning purple and drip down. It's already deteriorating or taking out all of the iron deposits and the stuff on the wheel. The dirtier the wheel is, the more you see that purple. But you can kind of see it start to turn purple around the edges of the bubbles right there, and that's just eating away at it. A lot of times if you have the wheels ceramic coated, you can just spray this stuff on there and just hose it off, and that's it. Oops, wrong shit. But since I already have this loaded up with the wheel cleaner, I'm just going to go ahead and get it on the barrels. I usually wear sunglasses whenever I'm doing this part because this brush is soft. And you don't want to get that stuff anywhere near your eyes. It's even tough to breathe it. So I just wear some sunglasses. Or if you want to get crazy and wear some safety protective eyewear, you can. Because if this flings off and hits you in the eye, it's not a fun day. But you can see how it's pretty much just melting the stuff off, and I'm not even really using a whole lot of pressure, just brushing it. And good thing he's got some easy wheels to clean, just like me. Little 5-spoke. Now what I'll do is spray the tire cleaner on the tire just a good once or twice around. Grab my tire brush. Just give it a good scrub. And this stuff usually turns brown to get all the excess tire shine off and road dirt. back wheel's dirtier than your front. You can see the brown on this now.
It's from all my e-brake turns.
Yeah. Alright, so we got the wheels clean, and now I'm going to kind of give you an overview of the process of washing and what I'm going to do here. Of course, use the 2-bucket method, and we've got the smaller bucket is our wash bucket. It's going to have the nice Adams wash applicator, which is like, feels like wool, sheep's wool when it's dry. It's really soft. It's not going to leave any scratches in your paint. That's where a lot of the swirls and scratches, you know, that unfortunately his car is laden with come from, is brushes and just not using the right things to wash the car. And then we have the rinse bucket, which is going to be where that thing goes after we take it off the car, and rinse it out in there and then put it back in the soap bucket. Now I use a little pressure washer. This guy is from Amazon. You can pretty much go to Amazon and type in pressure washer, and Sunjoe's probably going to come up. So this thing was like 130 bucks and it works great. I've actually cleaned my driveway with it, my house with it, and does a great job with the car. Now I use quick connectors, and I'm going to try to grab one under Robbie here real quick. That makes all this stuff easy. And you've seen them before. It's kind of like how air hoses connect. You put these on every part of the pressure washer, your gun. See, this has been fitted with one. So now this can easily just fit in like that. You don't have to screw every little piece on to every little piece of your equipment. It makes for a really, really easy and quick detachment. And also the hose is like that as well. I'll show you. So if I want to, now that I've been spraying with this hose, it's got a quick detach too, so I can pop this off just like that. Now putting it on can be a little bit trickier, so I kink my hose. Always kink my hose. Hold that, and then there you go. And here we have Adams Polishes car shampoo. So what I do with this is, of course, this is going to go in the foam cannon, and before we do that, prepping for what we're going to do after the foam cannon, just kind of put like a little drizzle here and leave that in here, and we're going to hit that with a pressure washer to build the suds. Alright, so now we're going to just pressure wash the car off. This is one of the most important things about washing the car, is doing a good pressure washer job. Just because there's all the dirt is stuck to the car right now, and anything that is left on the car, when you go to wash it, it's just going to grind that right in. That's another big mistake that a lot of people make. You know, they might not hose the car off, or they just put some water on it. Well, you need to make sure that people don't drive down the road in a scooter when you're trying to do a shot. Because then when you take that rag or that cloth or whatever you got, and there's still something left on the car, and even though you got soap and everything, well, what are you doing? You're just grinding that right into your paint, and that's where a lot of the swirls come from. So pressure washer, big thing. Get one if you want to get serious about washing your car, and make sure you do just a really, really good job pressure washing or rinsing the car before you wash. Now if you're still rolling, and I can cut back into the audio here, what I do is I do pretty much a quick once over to get the whole entire car soaked. That way if there's anything sitting on there, it kind of loosens it up a little bit, and then I go back over the whole car a little bit more fine detail, and that'll bring off the debris a lot better. So that's what I'm doing right now. Alright guys, so I've got the Adams Polishes foam cannon here, and I'm just going to kind of show you how I go about doing it. Usually I have a little bit left from the last time. It's no big deal. Leave it in there. We're going to take the car shampoo that we used to suds it up, and we're going to put probably about a good, I'd say 4 tablespoons in here. If this was empty, I usually fill it up to right about there with soap, maybe just a little bit less. So I'm going to go up to the label with the soap, just maybe a little bit past the label. Okay. And then I'm going to dunk it in the rinse bucket. Fill that sucker up. About 3/4, a little over 3/4, maybe 4/5, I guess, if we want to get technical here. Just about up to the label there. Because obviously the more water you put in, the less foamy it's going to be and all that kind of good stuff. Now on this foam cannon there is an adjustment for the fan and the amount of soap that's coming through. You're just going to have to kind of play with this a little bit whenever you get it. This is your fan adjustment left and right, and the top is plus or minus more of the mixture. You're just going to have to play with it. There's no easy way to tell you what the best thing is, but I've got mine set up pretty good. But depending on how much soap was left over, how much soap I actually put in, and how much water I actually put in, sometimes I tweak it just a little bit. So anyway, hook that sucker up to the pressure washer and we'll go to town. And it is just going to flow freely like that. So if you're wondering that should lock in, no it doesn't. It usually just kind of swings like that. And we're ready to go. So now we are going to wash the car. Hi, baby. I usually start with one side of the car. Daddy. Yes, honey. Daddy. I don't know if you can hear my daughter in the background. Hi, baby. The wonderful reason why sometimes it's hard to do the videos. Hi, baby. Don't mess with the screen. Hi, baby. You want to do like half. That's what I usually do. You know, you can try to keep the moment, or the, you don't have to do circular patterns or anything like that. It's actually good to just do kind of back and forth, horizontal and vertical patterns as much as possible. If you're using good stuff though, it doesn't really hurt it to do circular sometimes, but horizontal are usually the best. Hi, baby.
Hi, Daddy. Hi, Daddy.
Thank you. And we're not going to do anything like the tips. Exhaust tips. I actually just keep a separate rag for that kind of stuff. So, because you're going to pick up dirt and grime and grit, and you don't want to rub that back into the paint. Or do any fender wheels. Get really close to the fender wheels. So, fender wells. Sorry, whatever. Alright, so at the bottom of these buckets, there's actually something called a grit guard. I'll see if I can pull it out. So what happens at the bottom of the bucket when you put this in there, you grind it in, that way it gets rid of all the grit. So you kind of massage it down there a little bit, flip it, massage it. Okay, and now all that black, any kind of extra dirt usually gets picked off. You might just give it a once over check. Make sure there's nothing big in there. And give it into the soap bucket and go back at it. 2-bucket method. What I actually do is sometimes when I'm doing this, I'll use both my hands. Depending on how good your paint is, you can feel if there's anything left as you're washing. So when you're doing it, if you feel a little bit of grit in the paint, you can just go back over the spot. Oops. This is like wrong. I'm rubbing a Mustang. Look at me. If I rub this too hard, I might grant a wish of like sliding into a pedestrian or something later.
This is my sad face.
No, Mustang GT, I don't want 3 wishes. What I usually do is start from the top and go down. That's right. Alright guys, so on to the final step here. We've got the car all rinsed off and we're going to get to drying it. And one of the biggest things that impressed me about the Adams Polishes stuff when my buddy showed me was this drying towel. Because they can just basically, you can do the whole entire car without having to wring it out. And I kind of want to do a long roll with me here and just see how long I can actually go before I have to wring it out. It's almost like magic, space age material. I mean, that's the whole car. And if I even tried to wring this out, I know this is probably a bad shot. I'm going to try to tighten this thing up. You give it a good double twist. I can't even get a drop out of it. So this thing really impressed me. Just the fact that I was used to using a squeegee, and if you guys are not a squeegee, a chamois. And you know, you got to wring those things out. It seems like every quarter panel. You don't have to do that with this. So now we're just going to basically go around and look at what's dripping here and there, and that's about it for the drying process. Awesome towels. Alright, so there's a couple different things you could use for the tire shine. Now I actually prefer VRT, which is the vinyl, rubber, and trim, because it leaves a good, more of a matte finish instead of a shine. Now they do have tire shine, which if you're going to be using it for a show and you want your tires to be as shiny as you can, then use the tire shine. But the VRT, as you see, will give it kind of a nice, almost just a wet look, almost dry, wet and dry. It's kind of weird. You'll see a nice satin finish. So I actually prefer this, and it doesn't sling as easy as the tire shine if you if you put it on too much and you're driving away right after. So we just, of course, give it a little go here and put it on like any other tire shine. I usually give it 2 coats. Go around the whole tire and give it another coat. And we'll move the car a little bit and get the other side. Alright, so we've got it applied now, but you can see it's going to be still a little bit wet looking now, but when this dries, it's going to just leave a nice matte or satin look to it. So I wouldn't so much say matte, but satin. So it's going to have just a little bit of sheen, but not too much shine. So that's why I like this one, and it seems to last a little bit longer than the tire shine. So I've gone a couple weeks, almost 2 weeks with this stuff on just regular daily driving, and it still looked like the tire has something on it. Alright guys, so we made it out to my spot. You've probably seen a lot of my cover videos or the thumbnails on my videos of my car in the spot, so we brought his out. We're all done. I just want to we're going to do the photo shoot with him. So I want to do a quick shout out. If anything that you saw on the channel that I used here for detailing, if you want any more information about it, hit up my buddy's channel, MK6 Guy. Okay, look him up. Maybe I'll throw a link or something down below to his channel. He's all about detailing stuff. So you've probably seen him on my channel before. If you liked anything you saw, you want a little bit more detail on it, or everything detail oriented, go check him out. So we'll get to the photo shoot and then we'll put up the final product after this. Alright guys, well that's how I wash my car. I hope you got some good information out of it, but if you made it this far and you're new to the channel, I do videos on car buying advice and some on my 2018 Charger Hellcat. So be sure to like the video if you did, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.